This tiny event made me realize that I could make some changes in the way we were living. I could stop walking on eggshells in fear of what would happen next, and start making a positive difference in our surroundings and in my approach to his illness. I'm a very competitive person, and I started thinking of the entire situation as a game. A brand new game I wanted to win. I knew I had to get suited up and be ready to play. Each daily task, eating, dressing, toileting, everything, was a new inning, a new round in this game. I stopped making excuses for the changes in his behavior and the decline in his cognitive functions. The neurologist had told me that my husband's disease was progressive and would be fatal. And in an odd way, that knowledge helped me. It gave me the energy I needed to cope with what he and I both faced, because I knew that the situation would not go on forever. I vowed to learn to live with this person who was inhabiting the body of the man I cherished. I had to detach myself emotionally from the man my husband used to be and live now with the man he had become. The task at hand, this minute and every minute of every day, was to ensure my family's survival. I couldn't waste time focusing on my lot in life. I had to deal with the reality of today. I decided not to heed the hospital social workers who told me that my husband would be fine if he went to live at an institution for the mentally ill or at a nursing home for the elderly, where he would be with others suffering from dementia. In that era, I did not trust that hospital and nursing home workers would try to connect with him, and I knew that if he stayed at home, I could still reach parts of this man. A great deal of the time, his emotions seemed akin to mine. If I can reach him on an emotional level, I thought, instead of on a verbal or cognitive one, maybe life can be less threatening and frustrating for him. I started a 2-part list of issues related to his illness. Those elements that I thought could be changed, ameliorated, or implemented, I put in Part 1. The elements that no amount of concentrated effort could ever change, I listed in Part 2. I wrote improved mobility on the first list, while I relegated return of speech to the second. I placed daily laughter on the list of goals that could be implemented, and planting the garden on the list of those that could not. Eventually, my lists filled a spiral-bound notebook with several hundred entries. After putting into practice the ideas and goals on the first list, I found that a smile from my husband, calmness in our household, meant a win for all of us. I wanted to laugh at the end of the day, not curl up in a corner or break down in despair. From the items in my notebook, I developed 5 simple tenets, which I now teach to people who care for patients with Alzheimer's disease or related forms of progressive dementia, such as vascular dementia, Pick's disease, and Lewy body disease. These ideas are the basis for the humanistic approach to caring that I call habilitation.